Hi, I'm Jared Brown, Australian expat financial planner based here in Singapore. Welcome to my video series where we cover some of the tough personal finance questions for Australians all over the world. Today I'm going to share with you some of the more unexpected expenses that tend to crop up for new parents when it comes to having a child. Whether you're thinking about having your first baby, already on the way, planning for the second, what I'm going to share with you today are just some of the unexpected expenses that we find new parents come across so that you can plan for them and make sure that you've got money set aside as these expenses tend to rack up. They may be last little bundles of joy, but they do have a very strong capacity to result in some very large expenses. So let's get into some of the more common ones that you need to start thinking about. The first one, which may come as no surprise, is of course baby clothes. You go to any shopping mall, any shopping centre, particularly in Singapore with some of the brand name stores, and you have a very strong, very easy ability to spend an absolute fortune buying baby clothes that are going to last a few months until they grow out of them. So whether you're thinking about utilising hand-me-downs from other children, buying second-hand, or simply buying from more affordable outlets, do start thinking about this, because people tend to spend a lot more money on clothes for their children than they would otherwise expect. The second expense is of course baby formula. Now in Australia, it's not terribly expensive, although some of you may disagree, but in Singapore and other parts of Asia, it can be 3, 4, 5 times the price. So start thinking about this early, because it can be a significant expense that you need to be planning for. The third expense is unexpected medical bills. Now, what I mean by this are the medical bills that are not covered by your private health insurance policy. So a lot of new parents go in thinking they've got a great health insurance policy, covers the whole family, and then realise that there are some intricacies, there are some wordings, some terms and conditions that mean they don't quite cover as much as they originally thought. So I would certainly suggest speaking to an expert, getting some professional advice, have them review your existing health insurance policy and any gaps that may need to be addressed. The earlier you can plug any of these gaps, the less expensive it's going to be in the long run. The fourth expense that can often catch new parents by surprise is the increase in utility bills. Power, gas, water, all of these things tend to increase when you have a little one in the house. So make sure that you do your homework, you're ready for the increase, and you're budgeting for it. The fifth and second last expense that I want to raise for you today is what the lost sleep can actually mean for your household finances. Now, losing some sleep, getting a lack of sleep will come as no surprise to most people when it comes to having a baby. But have you ever given thought to what that could mean in terms of lost income? Is it going to mean that you have more days off, more sick days, that your bonuses are reduced, that your income is reduced? These are things that you need to start thinking about and make sure you're monitoring on a regular basis. The sixth and final expense that I want to highlight for you today that catches many new parents by surprise is the increase in the consumption of fast food. We finish work, we're in a rush to get home to see our newborn baby, and of course we need to grab something quick to eat. What is faster than fast food? Not very much. So these expenses can add up quite quickly. We head home, we go through the drive-thru, we pick up something quick, we eat it on the way home, we're all set for dinner. So make sure you start thinking about these expenses, start creating a bit of a budget if you are planning for your first child, and make sure that you're saving. Make sure that you're building buffers in for these things that can catch you by surprise and that you're not overlooking anything. If you have any questions at all, please do feel free to fire them through. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any suggestions for future videos, questions you'd like me to cover, please do reach out and let me know.